Hello, this is a collective message for the sign of Taurus. If you resonate with the sign of Taurus in any way, especially if it's your sun, moon, rising, Venus, also midheaven and north node. Very slept on as really strong signs within your chart or placements. Anyways, this is a collective message. Please take only what resonates, leave what does not. It's been a while since I think that was the Magician, but I could be wrong. Oh, this is so cute. This just might be a love reading. Oh, yeah, with the lovers at the bottom of the deck. And I said that because I saw the Two of Cups. I think this is a love reading. We'll see. I started with the first three signs, and it's been a minute. Yeah, the Magician was the first card that came out. Two of Pentacles and of Cups. Feel free to play this at a higher playback speed, or even just like skip ahead through the first part of the reading, because sometimes it takes me a while to lay out the cards and get a feel for the message. I pre-shuffled all my decks, but I do like to do another shuffle just to see what the splitting energy is as I'm throwing the spread out. All right, I've seen the Five of Pentacles twice. It just came out and it was at the basis of the first draw. And this is a love reading, but with the Tower coming out under the Magician, you might be in a place of moving on from a specific love connection. Now, if that's not the case for you, you might just be going through some kind of undertaking within your current connection. Undertaking is what's coming to mind, the name or the word with the Tower card, like you're rebuilding a foundation. And this Tower came out reverse, and it's in the reverse once again. I'm gonna wait to say something about that. There's really positive energies. I'm getting some pretty heavy energies. Okay, only one card flipped up, so we're gonna let that one fall out. That one did not show its face. Yeah, the Fool is what came out right now. There's a really optimistic energy, and although the Tower is here and I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles, we've got the Two of Pentacles at the center of the spread. The first card that I drew was the Magician, and this most recent card that I just got right here is the Fool. So there are very bright, optimistic energies that are supporting forward movement. Huge theme of love, connection, partnership, relationships coming up in this reading, but there's this heavy energy of endings, rebuilding foundations, and this Five of Pentacles energy, which can sometimes be a very heavy energy of lack and abandonment and feeling very alone. So I'm feeling like a whole axis of something, like two quite opposing energies that are in quite opposition. I don't know why this word quite is yeah, I'm getting like two opposing energies out here. You might be in a space of solitude, whether something just ended in regards to a love connection, like a specific one, or if you're just undergoing uncertainty within a specific connection. You seem to be really on your own right now. And I think it's bringing very conflicting feelings. I want to clarify some energy around this reversed Tower. I think it's coming from stress, anxiety, overthinking. Yeah, the Knight of Swords, which can be sometimes a really cerebral kind of card. I've got the Ego card, which is the Devil card at the bottom of the deck, with the like stress and anxiety card, the Nine of Swords. So we've got some sword energy coming out here. I'm really paying attention to this Knight of Swords, being that it came out with 3 cards and the other 2 are majors. The Hierophant and the Moon is something that is beyond you, outside of your bigger than you. That's what I mean to say. Outside of your control. I don't know what specifically. It could have to do with an ending of some sort. And I'm getting an ending in terms of a relationship. With the Two of Water, it could be indicating your relationship with yourself. So if it doesn't resonate as having to do with another person, it's okay to adapt it in that way, because that's also what's coming through here. And I like to mention that every time I do a love reading, that it doesn't have to be about anything outside of yourself or a person outside of yourself. I read for love, but it has everything to do. Love and even just relationships, partnerships, connections have everything to do with your own relationship with yourself, your own connection to yourself, your own even partnership with your own self. You can have that with yourself. Anyways, something ended, but there's a bountiful feeling of opportunity within this ending. So I'm not getting, I am getting the Moon. So I am getting you, and then these feelings with the 5 of Pentacles and this like feeling of aloneness, and definitely reading for a collective of people who are in their, or who feel very what is the word I'm looking for? In their solitude right now, on their own, and maybe conflicting feelings are coming up. I'm getting that there's a lot of emotions beneath the surface. You might not be consciously connected. However, I'm going to say that you do have an awareness. You might be consciously connected. I would say it's likely that you are, especially reading for the 2nd house, which is Taurus. It's the house, for me, the 2nd house represents the tactile world, and it's very much based in feeling, a material kind of feeling, but the Moon is, it's exalted in Taurus. So Taurus is very good with their own emotions. And very naturally, when it comes to the Moon, which is the planet of our emotions, Taurus is exalted there, which means Taurus has like a superpower, if you will. I don't really know how to explain exaltations in astrology. I'm going on an astrology tangent, but there's deep feelings here. There's really deep feelings here. You might not, I'm saying you might not be fully connected with them because the Knight of Swords is what's coming up, but something big happened, or just a change, a big change of some kind occurred. With the 5 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles, I'm getting the 7 here at the center of the deck, but there's some conflicting emotions and maybe like a bit of a busy feeling about this truth that comes through for me with the 7 of Pentacles. It's not here, but I'm really feeling that with the 5 and the 2 of Pentacles. I say this almost all the time with the Seven of Pentacles, you're right where you need to be. You might not feel that. You might be questioning things. You might feel uncertain, but that is a message that's coming through. I want to clarify more for the center of this spread to get something more specific here. Yeah, you might be feeling like you are not necessarily happy with what it is that you can see coming in. And I just got the 2 cards in the reverse. All my cards are always upright. So I notice, you know, I don't always read the reversals, but I notice when they do come out in that way. You're having a difficult time seeing ahead, or with what it seems. I'm getting a Neptunian energy of an illusion. What you see coming might not exactly be the clearest picture and the clearest reflection of truth, in that there might be a lot better on the horizon than you are at the moment anticipating. You might be feeling heavier, conflicting feelings of, I'm not really happy with what I see coming right now, what I see coming on. But there's this very hopeful message of the 3 of Wands and the Fool card coming out twice. I've got a major out here twice. I don't have a whole lot of cards out, so I noticed that this card has repeated itself. This is a huge theme right now. In the reading, there is a new beginning. You are on a new beginning. You are at the precipice, if you will, of a new beginning. And I think there's a lot of feelings that come up with this idea of change and taking on something new. There's a lot of uncertainty and just a lot of feelings that come up with that. You might be discouraged or feeling discouraged at the moment when you don't need to. And if you're not feeling that, you're doing a great job, because what is coming through really strong in this reading is that if you are having heavier feelings of stress, uncertainty, or being discouraged with what's to come, overwhelmed with the changes that you feel in tow at the moment, there's a message coming through of the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. This is really beautiful. These are opposing energies. The Pentacles, earth, and the Swords, air. But you're grounded, and you can lean into your own innate sense of grounding at this time and trust that you have the clarity that you need right now and for this next season of life that you feel coming on, that you might be having possibly some more conflicting, heavier, and stressful feelings about. You might feel very busy within your mind at certain moments, but I'm getting that you're managing it well. If you don't feel like you are, that's available for you at this time. The trust in that you can manage this time and these changes well. And if you are doing that, then you're perfectly in alignment with what's coming out here. There's a lot of very empowering, grounding, and optimistic energies that support forward movement and abundance incoming. You, with the 2 of Water and the Fool here at the end of the spread all the way to the right, at the end of the spreading, you might be coming into a space of union and love. This could have to do with a new connection, perhaps. It could also have to do with a current connection. If you're looking for love, the energy is supporting that as being something that is part of this new beginning with the Fool. This 2 of Cups is connected to that. It could be inner union within yourself, a greater sense of union within yourself. If you're attracting in or aligning more into a very healthy, supportive love connection, you're going, being more in union with yourself is going to be something that naturally comes as a result, hand in hand with attracting in a kind of love like that. A very aligned, cooperative, and supportive kind of love. Let's read a little bit more for this is going to be a bit of a longer reading. And I'm okay with that because I took so long to even get into Taurus. I'll just keep note that maybe the readings can run a little longer for the first 3 signs that I did prior to this. We've got the Ace, or the Queen of Swords coming out. Whatever's going on around you, you have a great sense of peace and clarity within yourself. Nurture that right now, because I'm getting that the things going on outside of yourself at this moment, there's a very quiet, introspective energy. And then this energy too of like not being fully happy with the present moment and maybe what you see going on around you, or what you, in your perspective at this moment, can see to come. And I'm getting that you don't have the full picture, but it's a good thing. Like there is a lot more good and a lot more prosperity than you can currently think, right? Or than you think you see at the moment, if that makes sense. Yeah, and trust in within your natural ability of like clarity and groundedness within yourself. I'm getting that that's very strong at this time. And especially with that whole thing of wanting to talk about like exalted planetary signs in astrology. Taurus has a great sense of peace within themselves. Maybe not all the time, but they have a huge propensity to be able to harness a great deal of power when it comes to their own inner peace. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like that was a very wordy way of saying that when you let yourself do that, when you push yourself in that direction, you have an ability to derive great power from within. And it comes from this sense of this truth of peace and self-assurement. Is that a word? From within? Okay, yeah. I'm getting space and abundance. Okay, confirmation with stop and fear. Okay, exactly the message reiterating. I'm bringing the message to a close right now. I'm going to try to keep this under 20 minutes. I've got 2 cards coming out, Space card and the Abundance card. So at the moment, you don't really know what is to come. Perhaps you might have a lot of heavy feelings associated with, I can't really see the way forward. I want more clarity than I currently have available. I want more answers, and I want more. I'm getting like you're impatient with the process almost too. Like I want things to come in and I want them to come in now. I cannot see my way forward. At the basis of this, we have fear. This black void space, it's like this empty doorway. It's putting you into a space that you don't necessarily need to be in. It's not reflective of truth is what's coming through. Stop at the bottom of the deck. Like stop, as in almost like put those feelings, stop those feelings and those thoughts of like overwhelm, self-sabotage. I'm not saying you're doing that or that you might not resonate with that, but that's what's coming through is like, don't let yourself go into these like patterns of thinking that could be perhaps kind of like self-sabotagey. You've got abundance here. Just because you cannot see clearly the way ahead, this is the energy of what's here. this new beginning is very much aligned with your own sense of peace, well-being, empowerment, clarity, ability to think and think very clearly and know who you are, know what it is you're good at. With this Queen of Swords, the Two of Cups is here. We've got like union and love and abundance on the horizon. I don't know how quick these things are going to show up or how clearly and tangible they're going to be when they they're going to be when they show up, but this is what the journey is ahead. Could be for the long haul, so take care, keep doing what you're doing. And when those heavier feelings come up of like, I can't see the way ahead, I don't know what to think, this is going to be over 20 minutes. It's okay to let go of those things, and it's okay to trust that you have everything that you need within you at this moment. That sounds very cliche, but it's true. That's what's coming through. It's okay to let go of feelings and thoughts that aren't necessarily serving you, that are serving fear as opposed to abundance. Just like, easier said than done, but stepping out of lack mindset into abundance mindset. I say this all the time. I often feel like I'm repeating myself, but I like to think that I read for a very specific collective, or just very specific collectives, individuals within the collectives. Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying there. We're going to get one card to close out the reading. Okay, that's the card that came out. And I just saw at the bottom of the deck the words go far to go far. You're being asked to believe and trust in the process, which is a very difficult thing to do when you're in a space of uncertainty, stress, and wanting answers. I know that, oh, that's what I was going to say. That I say this all the time. Pretend to trust in the process. Your logical mind, your nervous system might be ringing off alarm bells in certain moments that you are not to trust, or you should be hesitant or apprehensive in trusting the process right now. Override that with pretend to trust the process right now, because you might just begin to actually trust the process and have a lot more joy and fun and peace within the process, I guess. Okay, we have, this is the art oracles. This is, I'm not going to pronounce this right, but ʟᴏᴠᴇ. The life advice at the moment is know who you aren't. The work advice from this card, I'm just reading off the card, is find clarity in the clutter. And the inspirational advice is there's more than one way to read a map. This is a really beautiful card. This is like super cool. I don't know if I've drawn this card from this deck before. I'm going to read from the book. Whether stemming from, this is like a little bit of art history, whether stemming from intellectual scouring or simply low self-esteem, the conceptually driven work of ʟᴏᴠᴇ, sorry for the pronunciation if that's incorrect, always questioned states of originality and wholeness. He signed many of his works ʟᴏᴠᴇ, signaling his own duality, an ardent traveler. Some of his most famous pieces are world maps that considered ever-changing geopolitics and the world's distribution of power. He collaborated with embroiderers in countries such as Afghanistan and Pakistan, and his art purposefully muddled the order of lazy assumptions in language or geography, investigating new meaning and probing old habits. I don't know if any of that means anything to anyone. I read off the card and I read from the book. This is a really beautiful card, and this is a really beautiful reading, what's coming through is, for me, to say is trusting in the unconventional. Your logical mind might be looking for clear answers at the moment and like wanting to really see clearly the way ahead when it comes to many things, including maybe even perhaps love. This was the third card at the end of the spread, the Two of Cups, or just whatever. I was going to say your relationship with yourself, but I don't need to be redundant. Repeat that. And what's coming through is like, let your heart, let your soul, let your spirit override the logic of your mind that's asking you to be stressed, that's asking you to not trust in the process, that's like compelling you to engage in with more conflicting feelings, energies, thoughts of, I don't know if I can trust in myself, and I don't know if I can trust in my alignment with my own journey. Let yourself override the logical mind or aspects of your logical mind that are not really supporting you and your well-being and sense of peace at the moment, and let yourself trust. And I think I already said this, trust in the unconventional is what's really coming through with this closing card. So yeah, all right, take care, be well. Thank you for listening.